What I'm going after in my new book, Bright-Sided, is the ideology, and it's a very distinctively American ideology of positive thinking, the idea that you really should be cheerful, upbeat, and optimistic at all times, and if you're not feeling that way, then you better work on yourself till you get cheerful, upbeat, and optimistic. Now, I first encountered this ideology, this mandatory kind of positive thinking, 8 years ago when I was being treated for breast cancer. Of course, I was upset, shocked, horrified. I had known risk factors whatsoever, and besides, I thought you had to have breasts to have breast cancer, but apparently there are a few exceptions made. And my first thought was to reach out for support from other people going through the same thing. I really did want some sisterly support in this, and that is not what I found, though. As I went out into the web and, got books and so on about it, first thing I found was pink ribbons. All right, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I am not down with pink ribbons. It's not at all. First, it all started for me when I was actually in the radiologist's waiting room about to find out that there was something wrong, and I found an ad in the local newspaper for a pink breast cancer teddy bear. And that was kind of an existential turning point for me, because I realized that I'm not afraid of dying, but I am terrified of dying with a pink teddy bear tucked under my arm. There's a lot of infantilization, especially of breast cancer patients. For example, there's a foundation in New York that was giving out tote bags to women going through breast cancer treatment in New York City and some of the big institutions there. And I got hold of one of these tote bags, and it had some little rhinestone jewelry, and it had moisturizers and cologne and all kinds of, girly things like that, and a box of crayons. So I called the foundation up, got the person who was responsible for this tote bag, and I said, it's really very nice of you to do this, but what's with the crayons? And she said, that's in case you have any thoughts you want to write down as you go through this experience. I'm a writer, I said. We don't use crayons anymore. Anyway, the other thing I found is this mandatory optimism. The idea that you should not only think positively about your disease, you should embrace your disease as a good thing that is happening to you. For example, there's a book called The Gift of Cancer, A Call to Awakening, which tells you that cancer is your ticket to your real life. Or you could go on the web today and get a t-shirt saying, "Thank you, cancer." I just didn't feel grateful somehow. And if anybody here is thinking of breast cancer as a gift, I would just say, take me off your Christmas list. I don't want anything from you. At one point, I went to the message board of the Komen Foundation, which is the largest of the pink ribbon outfits in America, and I posted something under the inflammatory subject line, angry. And I said I was angry about the barbaric forms of treatment for cancer. And I could go on and on about chemotherapy as a barbaric sledgehammer form of treatment with, which is way overrated. And then I went on about how come we have an epidemic of breast cancer in this country and we don't know what causes it? What's going on? Or something environmental or lifestyle sort of thing here we don't know. And the responses I got from other women with the disease were mostly like this one who wrote and said, "Barb, you need to run, not walk, to get some counseling." That there was something wrong with me, in addition to the disease, this other problem. And over again, I encountered this as I went through the chemotherapy and the other horrors.